A huge moo to the herd, and welcome to Rise of Industry. With a twist this time. So normally I do a playthrough of Rise of Industry. And with the 6.2 patch, that was going to be my goal, just to continue our previous series. But 6.2 changed a lot of things. So Noam, one of the other guys on Discord, caught up with me, and we decided we were going to do a bit of a collaboration. So this is going to be a blind relay. What's a blind relay, you may ask? Well, it's relatively simple. We're each going to play the game for 5 years, and once we reach the end of the 5th year, we're going to send the save over to the other person who will continue that game. Now here's the catch. It's a blind relay because whilst our end goals are the same, we want to build the car, we're not going to tell each other how we're doing it. So the idea is that we'll have a look at what the other person sends us, and then we'll try and figure out what they were trying to achieve, whilst at the same time bringing our own twist, our own flair, our own particular styles to the game to allow us to move forward. The other thing we're not going to do is we're not going to enable Alt, which is the progress indicators, etc. Again, simple reason, it makes it slightly easier to understand what the other person's trying to do. So quite simple. You'll see we'll link the videos to our respective channels, so you'll be able to follow the series to see as we're going on. It should be quite fun from the point of view of whilst I know what I'm going to be doing, and you guys watching this video will also know what we're going to do. We're not going to be watching each other's videos, so we won't have a clue, so we'll just have to guess. So I won the toin costs, and I'm going first for the first year. So what do we got? We've got the town of Wally, our town centre, which has construction goods, so that can be interesting. Hardware store, right, what have we got? So immediately I'm drawn to the fact we've got leather, and we've got milk, and we've got beef. So my first outing, I think, is we're gonna pop some cows down. So let's go to the tech tree and let's go livestock. Right, cows, now they require water and wheat, so if I go to food, right, I'm going to need to unlock wheat first. You have 3 unlocks available only for first and second row. Why is that not unlocking? Ooh, interesting. Is it because I'm paused? Is this what it is? One sec. Seems the tech tree's not working. Oh, I'm being a bit of a plank. I haven't put my headquarters down. Does help. Well, this is a great start. I think Noam's not going to have a single idea as to what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing either. Right, let's try that again. Food. Wheat field. Unlocked. See, it works when you put the headquarters down. And cows. Right, so they're my 2 unlocks initially. And the other one, just because it's the one I always do, is urban roads. Now you notice tech tree has changed again. 6.2 was released to the beta stream. It has brought a whole host of changes, which I will go through on my other playthrough. But for now, we're just going to focus on building the game up and get into that all-important car. So, first things first, water siphons. Let's get them down. Try and make it as pretty as possible. And, yep, we'll pop that like that. Now, because I don't have the research, I'm not going to be able to put more than 3 of these down, which is fine. So we've got our urban road, because, you know, they look so much prettier. I meant they're more practical. That's what I meant to say. They're more practical. So we'll put one of you there, and then I want to put another one right next to you. And we'll pop you. What's the most range I can do? I know there's construction alert. You also notice the game's paused for a reason. Can I pop you there? Yeah, I can. So we'll pop you there. I'm avoiding terraforming at the moment because of the cost of terraforming. And that's just because we tried terraforming last time. We spent a small fortune on it and then ended up having some financial issues. And the last thing I want to do is hand over the game to Noam with significant issues in spending. Alright, so that's 2 water harvesters down. And the other thing we're going to start doing is farms. So we'll get our crop farm down. And we're going to get a nice line of those about here. So 1. Make sure these are all in a line. Let's put it into grid mode with F8. Yeah, I know there's construction alert. I can see it as well. Alright, so that's our first 3. And I want, no, not another livestock farm. I want a, what is that, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. 3, 4, 5. So we pop you just about there. And there, and there. Right, so the other thing is I'm going to need to think about where to put in livestock. I want that relatively close to everything else, so we'll probably pop that around about there. So if that's going to be 10, that's going to be, we can put another 2, that's 10. So we're still going to need to expand out to another field, and I think I'm going to shoot that out to the side. Just put some road in. Back to my farms, crop farm. Let's see, that's 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Yeah. And spin you around that way. And there. Alright. Well, let's have a quick look at Wally. What else there? You can see I can immediately start selling the wheat to Wally's farmers market. Which is what I'm going to do, because that'll at least start ticking things over. The one thing I haven't placed down is the warehouse yet. That's going to be quite important. Now, you may notice the range on the warehouse has reduced. This again was one of the features of the patch. So we're going to need to put more warehouses down and be very careful as to where we put them. So with that in mind, I'm going to just pop this one here. You'll notice it's only covering 2 of my farms, so I am going to need a second warehouse, which means that the logistics are going to be a little bit more interesting. So until I can do the research to expand the warehouse, but again, it doesn't expand it by a huge amount. We'll just pop you there for now, so that'll capture most things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you deliver to the warehouse. Simple as that. Right, the only thing left for me is to connect up. Do I want to do it that way? I don't want to do it that way, I want to do it this way. Everything to the road network. Right, now that's all connected up. We've got our destinations in place. So I'm just going to set my other destination here. Farm produce, wheat, choose destination, commercial, Wally Farmers Market. And that's unleash the beast. So yeah, the goal for this run through, this initial 5 years, is to just build up the cash as much as possible. Get some research, get the fundamentals in. The other thing in Wally is you'll notice under construction goods they have cardboard, they have wooden planks, and they have parchment, which are all great things that we can put in for the lumber. Again, we want to diversify as much as possible. More goods that we're supplying, the more that the town will grow. The more the town that grows, the more opportunities we have to sell. And seeing as this is a collaboration, whilst it could be amusing to just stuff the other person over, that's not really going to be that great fun. We're both aiming for the same thing, which is to win the game. And whatever we can do to achieve that, we will. So I'm making 90,000 a month, and I'm spending 158,000. So I'm at a loss at the moment of about 67,000, which is fine. We've got research going on. It's ticking over a bit slowly. Our goal is to try and meet the demands, and whilst I'm selling wheat to Wally, it's it's not a huge amount that we're selling. We're not fully... Oh, we are fully supplying it. Great. So we're fully supplying that at the moment. We're bringing in the cash. That keeps us ticking over. This is just so our research can be done, because one of the things I don't want to do is just to put lots and lots of buildings down. That increases the upkeep. So I want to increase the amount of fields I've got. And so we need 24 wheat fields, 20 water siphons, and 12 cow fields, for want of a better description. So I want to make sure that I can get that in a nice compact area. Again, this is all about trying to get as much efficiency as possible and not go bankrupt, because that would really end this collaboration very quickly. Right, so my coastal harvesters have just increased, so that means I can increase the amount of water in my water siphon. There's no point in putting them in at the moment. As you can see from my storage, I've got plenty of water. I've got a surplus of water at the moment, and it would just cost him more in running costs. But as I put more fields down, then that's when I'm going to start increasing the amount of water we are producing. Okay. So the research. So let us increase the amount of fields. Boing, boing, and for you, have I got that open? I have. Boing, boing. And now we're going to increase this further by dropping our first livestock farm down. Now we need 12. So I'm going to pop the cow fields about here. Bit further to go. Actually, we'll pop them over this way. But it'll be worth it. Now, the minute I pop this down here, the it's going to be out of range of the warehouse, which is going to be a pain. So you can just see on the, I don't know if you can see it clearly, this area here is the warehouse catchment area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need at least 3 of these. So we're going to pop 3 down. And this is going to be the first. Let's put it into top-down view. 1, 2, 3. And pop another one down. I think that's 5, is it? 2, 4, 5, yep. I'm just going to pause the game just for a second, just while I pop these down, because there's lots of stuff going on at the moment. I don't want to miss anything important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3. And the final one. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't that? It looks more than 5. No, that's fine. No, 2, 4. Yeah, that's 5. And you can go there and there. Right. Urban road. There. And we want to make sure this is all connected up. So I'm going to take a road out this way. Now, one of the things that will be coming to the game is things like traffic and highways. So while at the moment I don't really need to worry about congestion or anything like that, eventually we will. So that's something that we can bear in mind for the future. I'm going to drop a warehouse down. I want to make sure it catches all of this. Does it? It does indeed. Now for cows we need water and we need wheat. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to set this warehouse up to deliver raw resources, water, to my second warehouse, and farm produce, wheat, to my second warehouse. It doesn't seem to be anything to limit the amount we send out there, so it's just going to send as much as possible, I think. That will have all the goods coming in. So let's take it off pause, take it off top down. And there is our first farming industry. All the trucks will deliver all the stuff they need. Our wheat stocks are depleting a little bit, so we want to get the remaining farms in place, I think, because it won't be long now before we are finished with our research. Again, we'll go to top-down view just to line things up nicely. So 1, and we'll get you there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the final farm. I joked in the Discord once that. You don't need calculators and everything else, you can just guess it. But guessing's fun for a while, but not all the time. So that's my farms now done. So that's great, but I need a lot more water. I need 20 water and I have 10. So I'm going to need to drop down 2 more white water siphons. Again, we've got to be careful because whilst the warehouse is capturing these 2, the minute I put any more water siphons down, they will fall outside the catchment zone. So we just need to be aware of that when we're putting our water siphons in. Alright, so I'm going to pop you just here because that opens up all the water around here. So 1, 2, spin you around, 3, 4, and can that one fit in? It can. 5. We just need to connect these 2 up. It is very messy at the moment. Normally I wouldn't be advocating such mess, but you need to do what you got to do. Now, here's the problem with this one. If I go to destinations, look, there's nothing there. So again, we're going to send our destination to logistics. We're going to send it to warehouse 1. That's going to be our hub warehouse, and that will send all of the water to warehouse 1. And we need our final water siphon. And we're going to pop you. We're going to pop you there to try and exploit as much around that top one as possible. So 1, 2, 3. It's not going to fit there. 4. And 5. Right, so that burnt through a lot of cash. Which is not great. Just connect that piece of road up. But it will mean that once that's finished, we will be in a good position. What's our reputation with Wally? Can we take out a loan from Wally? Let's check my headquarters. Take out loan. 120 months, 15.9%. Nah, that's quite high. But we're going to have to. Right, that brings us back into the fold and we can get things working. Right, so warehouse in here. This should start ticking things over now. That covers everything. It should accept water and wheat from everything. And if we check out inputs, we've got wheat coming in, we've got water coming in. Again, we want to have a distribution of wheat to our warehouse number 2 and water or resources to warehouse number 2. So without further ado, let's start making money. Farm produce, beef, choose destination, commercial, Wally's Farmers Market. Farm produce, milk, choose destination, Wally Farmers Market. And farm produce, leather, choose destination, Wally Construction Goods. Let's turn this round. Let's see how much money we can make. Things should start balancing out soon. I've got a tax break. I just didn't realise. That means my upkeep's down for 25%, which is brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted. So, another new regulation. Oh no, they want to deliver 8 beef to Wally. Is it worth doing? Do I have enough beef? Nah. Again, I don't want to interfere with things at the moment, so I'm going to decline that one. Although saying that, I'm going to pause that while I'm looking. April 6, year 5. Could do it. Let's accept it. We're making beef anyway. I've got beef stored. Destinations. Oh no, I don't have enough destinations. Right. We're going to change this destination just briefly to the wholesaler. Just to get this contract done. So we'll unlock that. And we'll switch it back. So We've really burnt through these 5 years. I mean, we're in September of year 4. Great, contract's finished. And we did it. So let me just change my settings back. Destinations. Farm produce beef. Commercial Wally Farmers Market. Right, that gave us a nice big influx of cash, 921,000. So again, that lifted us up a bit. That new regulation still increasing our costs. So that warehouse is collecting all of this. This warehouse is collecting up to here. So as long... So it's just that one crop farm that is outside the collection area. And I could just have that deliver manually, couldn't I? I'm thinking we ditch warehouse 1. It will reduce our costs. If I ditch warehouse 1 and then have you send all of your crops, but then we've got a problem is making sure water gets sent to you. So actually I do need to increase that. If I can increase that tile radius. Right, this is going to be risky. It's going to take me 2 months. It's going to reduce my things, but in the long run, I hope it will be worth it. The plan is we'll get rid of warehouse 1. So if I increase the radius of collection for warehouse 2 and 3, then that should just go into auto mode. We can shuttle stuff backwards and forwards, which is exactly what we want to be doing. Warehouse 1 is just a bottleneck at the moment because, as you can see, it's just accumulating goods. So, what we'll try and do is I'm going to add in destination, farm produce, that, choose destination, commercial, Wally's Farmers Market. Try and make a bit of cash and try and lower this stock down. Alright, the radius collection is done. So we'll set that back to 100,000. Meanwhile, I'm going to set all incoming products to manual and all outgoing products to manual as well. Alright, so now, if I'm right, they're all manual. Why are they still doing stuff? Alright, let's just sell this off. Now, what should happen is the warehouses should start picking stuff up. Yeah, so that's now sending it to the right warehouses. Water siphons. Water siphons are a problem because they should be in range of a warehouse. Warehouse 3 now has coverage of all of those. So my 2 warehouses have coverage. Okay. So, I will send this game over to Noam. He will continue where I left off. As I said, hopefully he'll figure out that we need to unblock the warehouse at the moment. I'm just going to slow the game down so we don't miss the end of the month. Hopefully he'll figure out we need to unblock this. He'll see that we are bringing cash in. Not a huge amount, but we are still bringing cash in. Unfortunately, we are in a loan repayment situation, so we are going to need to figure out how we get that sorted. Whether we start sending more stuff out. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but it's a start. We do have this big blockage here of not being able to get our goods to the town quicker, so hopefully that'll get sorted. But it'll be interesting to see how he progresses, see if he can unpick some of the mistakes I've made. Just thank you very much for watching. I will put the links for the next episode as they are done, and for Noam's channel as well in the description. That just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please click like. If you dislike this video, again, please feel free to click dislike. Any comments, especially about how we're getting on and the communication and what we can do to try and help each other without actually helping each other, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And if you'd like to see how this series progresses and get notified automatically, feel free to subscribe to my channel and to Noam's channel so you can see both. Just leaves me to say have a very good day, and I look forward to seeing how this progresses. Thank you very much.